right, ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point, it's fair to say this guy's basically my best friend. He has to speak to me all the time, and now he's back on the show once again. But there's things to talk about. We haven't had a chance to catch up on a couple of big things in his division. The one and only Caio Borralho. Thank you so much for joining me, man. I'm still upset after this Guess Who beatdown you gave me in Australia.
I'm sorry for that, brother. I'm so competitive. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm working towards a rematch, man. I'm in the gym every day, just
but
flipping those little
made it,
things, trying to guess.
yeah, and you made it a little bit easy for me, you know. You pick comes
Oh,
like that, you know.
oh. Hey, I got to ask, man, just straight off the bat, you're back home now, but dude, what did you think of UFC 312? What did you think of the main event?
Oh man, you know, I'm now back home, you know. I was suffering this past 2 3 days a little bit about jet lag because it's 14 hours less than Australia here, you know. So it's been a little tough to train and to adapt again. But now everything I think it's good. I can start the week good. Can start training good in the week. So, but yeah, UFC 312, crazy man event. You know, I think I, I was waiting so much for this fight, you know, because I wanted to
Yeah.
see something different than the other one and all that. But the fact is, like, I think Strickland under underperformed, you know, and I think Dracos did good adaptations from the last fight to this one, and even inside this fight to win this fight easily, like he was, you know, like it was like
Mm.
50-45 or something like that. So yeah, I think was both things, you know. Strickland underperformed, and I think Dracos has a little bit of, you know, he did the right things into coming into this fight, you know.
Yeah, you were there. You were helping Strickland prepare. Did you know how bad the staph infection was? Did he tell you about his arm? Did he say anything to you at all? How did he look in the
No,
gym?
no. The only thing is that we saw the staff. It was covered and all that, but he said it was already dry. It was good. The UFC already has been taking a look at it already. You know, so I don't think it was maybe, you know, 2 weeks of antibiotics. You know, before a big fight like that, for sure it makes a difference. You know, but who knows? You know, it was
Mm.
strange. It was a little bit
Mm.
strange, you know, because Strickland was doing very good in the sparring with me and everything. He had a good weight cut and all that. So he just underperformed. It wasn't like one of these days, you know, that you just don't show up, you know.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting, man, because I know I love Eric Nixick, and I know you love him too. You work with those guys as well, and they had this rift, right, where Eric went on Ariel's show and he said that he felt like Sean was a little bit like a zombie in there. He didn't really perform, and that he only wants to sort of coach world champions. And I think what he was trying to do was he was trying to kind of, put a fire under Sean. But then when Sean saw that, he kind of responded by saying that he might not work with Eric again and might not
Mhm.
have him in his corner. What was your reaction in this craziness, man? I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw Sean respond like that.
I know. I don't know, you know, man. Like I think these guys know themselves for so long, you know. They know how to talk with themselves, you know, how to treat themselves. They already know how to. They already know their limits and all that, you know. I think maybe it's all just a mess up that people are saying about and all that. Maybe those guys are good already with themselves, you know, they are already,
Yeah.
you know, laughing about it and all that. So I don't take it for granted too much, you know. I don't take it too serious. I think it was just like emotions from one side and from the other side. And I think it's just that, you know,
Mm.
nothing much, you know.
Yeah, because I know, like, when you break down a fight, you have a very honest analysis, whether you're friends with a person or not. Do you think
Yes.
there's an approach that coaches should have in speaking about their fighters? Like Eric has done it before. He's been critical of his fighters before, but I think he does it as a way to sort of inspire them and get them going, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a situation where you should kind of not say anything and keep it to behind closed doors, in your opinion?
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I don't think it just depends on the situation, you know. I think those guys, as I said, they know themselves for so long and so well. You know, they know they can talk about it like openly and all that. You know, if they slip with something, you know, I think they meant to be. You know, so I don't take it all like for granted. You know, like I think they're good already. So you know, so
Okay,
that's it.
good, good. Okay, so DDP wins, and then I think he cuts a promo in the ring. He says something about like, "Is there anybody out there?" There's no one out there. And
I
then
just
I
lifted
don't,
my arms.
I know. Well, that's what I was gonna say. So I was sitting cage side as well, and I look over it, and you're just there like with your arms up, like, "Hey man, I'm here. Hey man, I'm here." I don't know if the camera caught that or not, but yeah. What was your reaction? I was like, "Dude, Kaya's literally just there, bro. Like he's ready to go." Like
I
it was
came
so funny
from
to watch you.
Yes, I came from the other side of the world just to be here watching this and waiting for this moment, you know. So, of course, there's somebody out there, you know. Of course, there is, and I know I can beat him. I know I can win. It's not gonna be an easy fight or anything like that. I don't wanna, you know, to have any of these feelings. I think he's a very tough guy and all that, but I think I have all the skills, the heart, the distance control, and everything to win from Dricos, you know. I know I have it. I know I have it, you know.
Do you learn anything from watching him fight live? Like you were there watching him cage side. Did you learn anything new about him?
Actually wasn't the first time that I saw him live, you know. I saw him against Darren Till, uh, and I think I saw him against Brunson maybe.
Mm.
I think I
The
already
Darren
saw.
Till fight was interesting, right? Because Darren actually did
Yes.
have some success against him in some areas.
Yes, because Darren Till is a guy that controls the distance. He has good response to punches, you know. He can counter punch you, you know, good jab, good left, you know. So I think definitely Darren Till, it's a better striker than him, and it's most likely like my style, you know. So I think I could mimic a little bit of that. I'm southpaw too, just the same way he is, you know. I'm more like a boxer and all that. So I think I could take more advantage in this fight, you know.
Mm. What did you make of him and Alex Pereira speaking backstage and saying
Mm.
that they want to get it happening in 2025?
Uh, I was just about to say to Alex, please, Alex, don't look to my prey, you know. This is my prey. You take a look at your division and do your stuff. You are one of the GOATs, one of the best ever, you know. So just, you know, let me have my prey for me, you know.
Why
That's
why
what
do
I
you
want
think
to
Alex
say.
is so focused on him? Because John Strickland said that Alex isn't the biggest DDP fan. Like Alex just
No,
every time DDP fights, Alex is always like trying to get a
bro.
fight going, right?
He just knows that it's an easy fight for him, you know, because not just because of stylistically, you know, like when you fight a guy like Alex Pereira, you cannot make mistakes, you know. You cannot have an opening in anything that you do, you know. And I think Dricos is a guy that people don't take advantage of their mistake, his mistakes, you know. And I think he makes a lot of mistakes inside the fight. So if he fights against Alex know that he's gonna miss, he's gonna make a mistake sometime, and I'm gonna knock him out easily, you know.
Mm.
So I think that's why Alex wants this fight so bad, because it's like I think it's easy money for him, you know, his size difference and his distance control, his power and all that. When Dricos makes a mistake, I think Alex can knock him out easily, you know. Uh, that's what I think.
Mm. I was browsing the internet yesterday, and this isn't official, but it got me excited. I saw this. React to this for me. And I'm like, you know what? That looks pretty sweet. So Whittaker versus
uh,
Borralho in Brazil, May 2025. I know that's probably longer than you would want to wait, but
yeah,
wh-
actually, that was
that
supposed
looks
to have.
nice.
Yeah, that was supposed to have a fight, a UFC here in Brasilia in May, you know, but
Mm.
they already told everybody that's canceled, you know. So I think the next UFC event here in Brazil is going to be on the next semester. You know,
Uh,
there's not going to be any UFC event here in Brazil in the first semester, but definitely it's a fight that I think it's a fight to make. You know, me against Whittaker. If I can choose, you know, that's what I'm telling the UFC and all that, like if I can choose, of course I want to fight Imavov, you know, because I think he's the #1 guy together with me that are running to be the next title contender, you know. So I think it makes sense to put us two to fight and see who's the real #1 title contender that's gonna have a shot at the belt, you know. So I think that's the fight to make. But a fight against Whittaker, I think he's a former champion, and I think if I have a great win against him, like a good knockout or a good finish, I think I'm going straight to the belt too, you know. So definitely, I think it's the only two fights that make sense right now. But I think if I had to choose, not stylistically or anything like that, but just about path, you know, and the way to the title, I would choose him above.
All right, guys, I want to talk to you about our sponsor, Manscaped, who make this podcast possible. I'm, of course, talking about the Chairman Plus, the electric foil shaver by Manscaped, placing the power of a barber-quality shave in the palm of your hand. Whether you're suiting up for the boardroom, getting ready for a date, or setting the stage for cupping season, the Chairman Plus delivers professional-grade performance tailored to your style. It's luxury reinvented for the modern man who demands more. Ready to step up? Why not join the trusted movement? Over 12 million men. Visit manscaped.com now. Use the code word submission. Get 20% off and free shipping now, and you keep this podcast going. You support this show and you support yourself. Just quickly, what makes the Chairman Plus stand out? Well, it's all about versatility and precision. It comes with 2 interchangeable skin-safe blade heads, uses 3-blade foil for a close, smooth shave, has skin-safe technology to help reduce razor burn, and of course, the Chairman Plus is waterproof, so it lets you shave right in the shower. And by the way, how about this? 60 minutes of runtime on a single charge, so you're sorted no matter where you go. Manscaped also has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not try it risk-free? Use the code word submission. 20% off and free shipping today. Risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Manscaped keeps this show alive and keeps your dating life and your smoothness alive too. Jump on Manscaped right now. And guys, I just want to talk to you about our other sponsors, SAILY. SAILY is a groundbreaking eSIM that has you sorted wherever you go in the world. Super low prices, super easy to use. All you got to do is download this app. Have a look at me. I'm in the app. I choose the destination to where I need to go. Boom, click a couple of buttons, and I'm set. Forget about taking out your SIM card. Forget about lining up in long lines at the airport. Forget about having to change your phone number and everything about your phone. SAILY has you sorted. It's easy, it's simple. It comes with all the security features that you need. Why not just use the amount of money that you need for the destination that you need without having to sign up to crazy plans that go for months at a time that you have to get out of, or paying per day crazy amounts of money and coming back at the end of the holiday to having to take out a loan just to pay off the amount of money that you spent on the holiday using your phone. So do this right now. Go to saily.com/submission or click the link in the bio below. Get 15% off your first purchase with the code word submission. That's 15% off your first purchase with the code word submission. Get SAILY in your life and change it forever. And now, back to the program. What are we looking at time-wise? Like, you must, because you're ready to go. Is the UFC saying anything to you? Like, will this be soon, anytime soon, that you think this could get booked in?
So not yet, but I think in the next 2 weeks, we're definitely gonna have a response about something. You know, maybe
Okay.
they already have someone in mind. They know that I'm going to accept, and maybe they are figuring out with the other side if they're gonna accept or not. You know, they're figuring out about timing and all that, because I said that I don't want to wait too long. I think right now my deadline, I think it's May. You know, so that's the
May
maximum
is when you want to fight?
yeah,
May is when you want to fight?
maximum.
Okay.
You know, I can fight April, I can fight May. I think a maximum, to be honest, maybe June. You know, but I think I cannot pass on June. You know, I cannot go to July or August or anything like that. My last fight was on August, and but I think they'll see we're gonna have everything figured out. You know, I think the next 2 weeks already gonna receive a call from my manager and all that, and I think we're gonna know who's the next opponent to be.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm not 100% sure, but I keep hearing people say there's going to be a fight night card in Australia around June, July. So I could see, like, they obviously love you down here as well. So I could see you versus Rob, but you and Imavov as well would be a great fight. Hey, let me bring up the division just quickly for you. It's an interesting time, right? So Jared Cannonier, he won yesterday. Actually, quickly before we talk about this,
crazy fight.
What did you think of, man? Jared's such a nice guy. I know you beat him, but I spoke to him last week, and he's like, man, people are like labeling me like a gatekeeper and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're not a gatekeeper, bro. Like, you fought Caio, like you fought the best of the best. What did you think of him being able to pick up this win? It was kind of like a feel-good moment for a lot of people that have seen this guy battle for a while.
Yeah, it was inspirational, even though the guy is like a fellow Brazilian, Gregory, I was like, wanted him to win too, but I have so much respect for Jared, I think he's the nicest guy in the world, he's very respectful, he's a true martial artist, and I think he's so tough, man. He's so durable, he can recover fast from adversities, and I think that's all his fighting is about, so I think he mastered that skill, and I think there's not too many people that are ready for that in the top level of the sport. I think he is one of the highest level guys in striking and MMA on the sport. He's 41. He's doing all these things. He's fighting the best guys in the world for so long. So much respect for this guy. I think he deserved this victory. And I hope to see him soon, like maybe I win this belt and he made him step up to the belt again, and then we can have this rematch or anything like that. It would be an honor to share the octagon again with him, but not right now, like.
Yeah. Things are happening right now, yeah. But
yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I was gonna say, I love the respect, man. And he's one of those guys that like he fought in heavyweight, light heavyweight, and then by the time he got to middleweight, he was a little bit later in his career, but then he was still able to have a run. And it's one of those things where it's like, dude, like he just.
I had nightmares with this guy's knockout.
Oh, really? Really?
A lot, bro. A lot. When I challenged him, I said like, Jared Cannonier, you a scary dude, and I really mean that, because he's a really scary dude. And after I got to know him, in the weigh-ins, I look at him, he was so nice, and all that was like, so he's not that scary, take this guy and all that, but
I saw him do. I think he was like a backup fighter for something once, and I saw him do the weigh-in. He looked like he was going to kill everybody in that room when I was like, holy shit, man! Like, you don't realize he's got a presence to him, but he's the nicest guy. Just quickly before we wrap up, man. All right, so this is the division. So we've got you fighting Imavov, right? So let's just say you're fighting Imavov next. So that makes it, so that's you and Imavov. We've got Sean Strickland. So Khamat will fight DDP most likely next. We've got Israel, Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier. If you're booking the division, what do you think should be next for Sean Strickland here? Do you do Israel again, or do you do another fight with Jared Cannonier, because that fight was very close?
No, I'll do another fight with Israel Adesanya. I think it would be a big fight, just like because it's the rematch and all that, and maybe both guys coming from losses, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think by the way Israel beats Sean in the rematch?
I don't know, but to be honest, I don't think
Sean was like on fire in Sydney. I was there when he did it. He was on fire, but because he had his injuries. Yeah. That's
the thing, like you never know if Sean is gonna underperform or not. Like if Sean performed the way he should perform, like nothing crazy or anything like that, not going to be an easy fight, but stylistically, the style of both guys, Sean and Adesanya, doesn't match, because Adesanya likes space, he likes to have time to think about, and Sean likes the pressure, with tips and jabs and all that, and I think it's just maybe. Stylistically, it doesn't match too much, so I think if Sean performs well, I think Sean can beat him again, But anything can happen, You're talking about Adesanya, one of the greatest on the sport, so anything can happen. Now Adesanya can now have like 3 or 4 more fights and win straight 3 or 4 more fights and go to the belt, and you'll never know about these guys,
Oh, for sure. Like if you win the belt, I mean, Adesanya wins 1 or 2, there's a fresh fight right there. I'm sure that would happen. Or, hey, I was going to quickly out, by the way, Sean Strickland, he went snowboarding the other day and he re-broke his nose. And he's just like commenting underneath, I think I re-broke my nose, man. This guy's when you spar with Sean, just quickly, I just wanted to always ask you, what do his shots feel like? Because when Sean fights, you know, he likes to land the jab a lot on the teep, but also does he hit pretty hard? Because I've seen him land some pretty hard shots in some of his previous fights. What do his shots feel like?
Yeah, sometimes he goes like crazy, you know, and
Yeah.
he doesn't even know where he's punching, you know, like sometimes he goes like that. But sometimes he knows how to be precise, you know. He's more of a volume fighter than a power fighter, you know. Like I
Yeah.
think what most of the things that he understood is that these gloves, these 4 ounces gloves, you don't need to generate too much power to hurt people. You know, so he's fighting almost always 5 rounds. So he knows that his jabs, his tips, and all that, he's hurting people like little by little, and it's making people nervous about it. You know, and then he can get a good shot. You know, so I think he's like more a volume fighter. You know.
It's interesting that because he did change his style. He used to be a little bit more aggressive, but it makes more sense strategically. All right, just so lastly, so that means we've got Robert Whittaker. If we match things up like that, maybe then Robert Whittaker and Cannonier rematch. Then
yes,
next?
I think is a good one. I think it makes sense. You know, there's not too many up and coming guys. You know, to fight for top 7 or less than top 7, 6, 5, or 4. You know, I think they should fight number 8, number 9, number 10. You know, I think the division can refresh around the way. You know, but I think the guys until like top 7, they are on another level. So I think it makes sense to have this kind of rematches and all that. You know, so I think Jared Cannonier against Robert Whittaker can be a great fight for everybody.
You know what the other fight that could happen is Sean Strickland versus Robert Whittaker while you fight Imavov. That's also not a bad fight, right? If Izzy doesn't want to come back. That's also not a bad fight. I can't believe those guys haven't fought each other.
Yeah, and they haven't fought each other, you know. So I think it makes sense too, you know. I think it would be a great fight.
Dude, look at us. We've basically solved the whole division. All right, so Caio Borralho, we're waiting. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to get an answer to see, well, who's next. I'm kind of selfishly excited to see what it's going to be and if it's going to be in our part of the world because I love catching up with you. And there's a rematch to be had. An MMA Guess Who, I have revenge against you, Borralho. You're on my mind all the time. But in the meantime, guys, make sure to follow the man, one of the most exciting and fresh and best guys in the division. Dude, I can't wait. I really hope you get this Imavov fight, and I really hope we get to 2 guys in their prime fighting for that title shot. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I think it can be a great fight, you know. I don't think it's an easy fight at all, you know. I think he's a guy that is he's a tough problem to solve, you know. But, you know, like, I'm a fighting nerd, you know. I do my homework. And when the test comes, I take A+, you know. So I'm hoping to do this test, you know. That's what I want the most, and I hope the UFC will make it happen. I think it makes sense. It can be a hell of a fight, and I'm ready to, you know. So let's see. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
everyone.
brother.